Welcome to episode 29 of Behind the Shield. Today we get to talk to Spartan senior men's soccer captain Ethan Lloyd. Hello again, everybody. Scott Geist joining you for another edition of Behind the Shield. Today we get to talk to Ethan about losing his fall season, his senior year, but the optimism and hope that a spring campaign will be around the corner, and the opportunity now that the men's soccer team is presented with getting to work out and getting to do things in the fall season. So after this commercial break, men's soccer captain Ethan Lloyd.
The results are in, and it's clear that our Spartan family really showed their love for York College this YCP Day of Giving. You played an integral role in helping us reach new heights. Thank you for your generosity. Gifts from donors like you make a difference in the lives of our students every single day. Your continued support is so important. Because YCP is a nonprofit, so much of the York College experience is a direct result of the generosity of our donors. This year's Day of Giving created opportunities for every current and future student by providing funding for scholarships, academic areas, and student life that tuition alone cannot cover. Thank you to the entire Spartan family, alumni, current students, parents, and friends of the college. We couldn't have done it without you.
Welcome back to episode 29 of Behind the Shield. Today we welcome men's soccer captain Ethan Lloyd. Ethan, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So, question everybody gets first. What have you been doing for the last 5 months?
I spent a lot of time with my family. My mom, dad are excited that I was home for as long as I was. I just got back to York July 5th, so she was pretty upset about me leaving, but she knows I was a little impatient. So I'm happy to be here, but a lot of reading, talking to my friends, trying to call someone every day to see how they're doing, running, especially with the season being moved to the spring. I can run for the fall with Billy. We've been doing a lot of training, and then I got to work a couple camps with old coaches, get some money in, and just get some touches on the ball.
So you find out a couple weeks ago that the fall's not happening. Did you kind of have a feeling it was coming, or was it a surprise, or was it one of those things you're just like, you were hoping against hope that we might be okay, and then you find out, in fact, we're not going to compete this fall?
Well, I definitely saw it coming for a bit, but when I actually got the news, I was pretty taken aback, a little speechless. I immediately called my mom, and she just apologized. And I mostly feel bad that she doesn't get to see me play, or she might not get to see me play again, especially if we don't have the championships in spring. But I was taken aback, and I had no thoughts besides, wow, it might be over, but I'm going to stay hopeful for the spring moving forward, but it just might be over. So.
Well, and in talking to Coach Sheffy, he's relentlessly optimistic, as he likes to say. Can you turn this into a good thing in terms of what you can get done in the fall and be able to kind of utilize that time to integrate your freshmen and to really be able to get better as a team?
Yeah, definitely. This last year or last season, I kind of took as much time as possible to speak to the new freshmen and get them acclimated to the college life and the college ball life. So that's one thing that I'm wishing I can put on to the upcoming freshmen when they come in the next couple of days and throughout the season. And I think that the main thing that we can do as a team is that if the seniors can't play, is that we pass on all of the knowledge possible for the upcoming freshmen. And I think if we continue on this path and have the practices in the fall, we have plenty of opportunities to get better as a team and improve our fitness for the spring season.
Looking back, you're a senior now. What was it like as a freshman when you first came in? How hard is it to make that adjustment going from a high school player to now a college player?
It's a little daunting at first, but as soon as I stepped on campus and I talked to the captains and we all passed the fitness test, or I passed the fitness test, it just takes a giant load off your shoulders, and you're able to finally relax. When you pass that fitness test and you get that first practice in, you kind of feel part of the family, especially here on the soccer team. You're all brought in super easily and made friends immediately. It's just making that first friend. It allows you to spring out to the rest of the team.
What are some of the things that you believe that you can accomplish in a fall campaign? Acclimating the freshmen, being fit. What are some of the other things that you think could be a benefit? Because I think a lot of times being able to turn a difficult situation into a positive, it takes a little bit of work. But what are some of the things you guys think you can do to be able to make it a positive situation?
Well, I haven't really talked to Coach yet about what he plans to do in the fall, but I think having the opportunity to play 11v11 more often, because during the season you play a game every 2 days, every 3 days. So you don't get the opportunity to play as much as a team. So 11v11, we get the opportunity to push each other and see what formations could work, what personnel could change, and if you just get to push each other through that. Playing 11v11 is the best way to get better as a player.
Yeah, and you talk about that. There isn't a lot of time. Once you guys start playing, it's full go, and there's not a lot of full practice, and that's definitely true. Once we get to the season, and I'm going to choose to be hopefully optimistic that we'll be playing in the spring, what are some of the things you expect from this team? This is a pretty veteran team coming back. You've lost some good players to graduation, but that happens. It feels like that happens every year. What are some of the positive things you envision for this team?
Yeah, we definitely lost a lot of starters. Brooks, a huge one. Our back line is going to look completely different with Kenny, Malcolm, Andy, and Isaiah gone. We have to find a whole new system we can work with. But I'm excited because I think we have a lot of energy coming into this team, and I think moving to the MAC especially, it'll really help our style of play. The CAC was a bit more bully ball with CNU and Mary Wash kind of pushing people around, and it didn't really fit to our play style. And I think that moving forward towards like Messiah, Lycoming, and Lebanon Valley, all these teams that can put the ball on the ground and play, really fits to our style more because that's the way Coach wants us to play. And when we played against CNU and Mary Wash, the long ball was pretty much the only thing going on for them. So I think we have a good opportunity if we get to play these teams because it fits our style more. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about Coach Sheffy. He wants good culture and he wants you guys to be the standard. What, as you have progressed through your career and now you're a team, gone from a freshman to now you're a team captain, how has your relationship with him changed?
It's been amazing ever since I went for my recruiting visit. He immediately said that I'd have the opportunity to start or fight for a starting spot. And I played I started 4 games freshman year and played 17, so I got a lot of minutes. But since freshman year and to sophomore year, he said that he wanted me to put myself in a leadership role, even if I wasn't going to be captain. And he kind of pushed me to keep doing that as long as Coach Spartan, Coach Duffy, Coach DePrima now coming in. And they've all pushed me to be better leaders and taught me how to be better leaders. So when I was actually captain this last year, I had several meetings with them about how I can push people or pull people to come with me to be in a better position as a team. But Sheffy himself has just always been supportive of every single player on this team, finding what's best for them academically, mentally, physically, and just on the field. So he's a great guy. And he knows what he's doing. He's done it before. He's been All-American defender, 2 or 3 times. Just a great guy off the field and on the field.
Does it help that he played your position essentially? Does he help that now he can look at the game and be able to maybe coach you a little bit different than he would, say, a forward or a midfielder? Yeah,
it's a lot harder when you think about it that way. But John Barton and Coach Sheffy were both defensive players. Barton played CDM and, of course, Sheffy played center back. But, yeah, he knows that I can see the entire field when I play. So he knows that when I'm communicating with the rest of the team that he knows what I'm talking about and he can trust me to be in that position. And it's a lot easier to coach someone there.
Do you find as a leader that you have to learn your guys because different guys react differently to different leadership styles? Like some guys you said you can pull along, some guys you got to kick in the butt sometimes. Is that something that you've learned over the course of kind of developing as a leader?
Yeah, definitely. Last year I kind of found it pretty hard with the first time being a captain for the team. You get pushed in that situation, you kind of immediately just have to turn it on. You have to talk to players off the field, on the field, just to kind of get a feel for what they need, like you said, to either kick them in the butt or be all nice to them. But I found that having Brooke and Mark ahead of me, they kind of set that path for me. And I found it hard at first, but as the first couple of games got in, I got to see how the players play, whether they're more aggressive, more conservative. I was able to talk to them or push them, as you said. And, yeah, I feel this year will be a lot easier for me to do that transition. It'll be easier for the freshmen to transition because I know what I'm doing now that I'm in this position.
As a senior, what is, if we're able to play in the spring, what is the one thing you're, really looking forward to out on the field during the games?
Just giving it my all one more time. I mean, every time I step on the field, I want to be the hardest working person. And if I step off the field and I'm not happy with how I performed, and I'm pretty bummed for the next couple of days. But yeah, just getting the opportunity to play with the freshmen. It's what I love doing. It's coaching these kids and getting better. And hopefully they can take a little bit of what I have into the future with them.
So do you see coaching in your future?
I've gotten started with it, the online grassroots coaching. The U.S. has a great grassroots coaching path that I've started to take. I've gotten to like my F license, and then Coach Duffy has pushed me to work with him to get my D licenses and further. So I've had coaches that have the highest pedigree of UEFA licensing. So my club coaches, both of them had UEFA licensing, so they were able to coach any team. So I have so many opportunities I can go with coaching if I really want to in the future.
That's awesome. So last question, talk a little bit about, you talked about the MAC earlier. You talked about the style of play. When we've played Messiah at home, and you've been a part of that, you were a part of it last year, clearly. Is it a different vibe, like when you're on the field? Because certainly in the stands, it's a different feeling because the stands are full and it's exciting. Is it different on the field for you guys?
100%. It's going onto a field against Messiah is the most tense thing that a York College student can have, especially for the soccer team. We've been trying to beat them for so long last year, getting so close, 3-2. But it was a great game, and every time you play them, I enjoy myself to the point where I just want to keep playing them. I want to play them 3-4 times a year if I could, but we don't get to do that. But it's just the vibe going into that game in the locker room. It's incredible. There's no other feeling than playing those teams. It's amazing.
How different is it when your fellow student athletes are out supporting you and you have a good crowd? In soccer, because it's such a long game and there's not a ton of scoring, but there's parts of the game that are very tense. How is it to have that support on the sidelines from, we get a lot of fellow student athletes who are out there and a good number of fans. What does that do for you guys on the field?
Oh, it means the world. It's going to a soccer game or any type of sporting event and having no fans in the area it's putting you at a disadvantage, I think. And having just like even 5 or 6 people in the stands, and then our parents, of course, it gives us that motivation to work just a little harder. And celebrating a throw in, a corner, running to that corner when we score a goal. I've never got the opportunity to do that, but I've seen it a bunch of times, and it's just something you never get tired of. Going into that corner and having everyone just scream at you and just getting all hyped up with them, it's amazing. So
last question this time, but what's the best part about being a York College Spartan men's soccer player?
I just getting the opportunity to play with people that have the belief that we can become a better team and constantly motivating each other. And sometimes we get down on each other, but as a family, we got to pump each other back up. And it's happened so many times that we've had a loss and we come back in the locker room and everyone's all down. And then the next day we're back out in practice and our heads are down, getting ready to get better. And it's just that constant wanting to get better and that need to get better as a team that I can't get more of it.
Ethan, thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you guys on the field, even if it's just for practice. That's fine. It's better than nothing, and we'll start pushing towards next spring. So thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
At York
Awesome.
College, we are proud of the fact that we have over 30 cultures and 30 countries represented among our campus community. We not only are proud of that fact, we celebrate the unique perspective and differences that each and every person on this campus brings to us. So on behalf of all of us at York College, I want you to know that you are welcomed here.
Tu eres bienvenido aquí. Vous êtes bien reçu ici. You're very welcome here.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
Você está bem-vindo aqui.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
You're welcome here.
معكم رقية آل الشيخ من كلية يورك في بنسلفانيا. أنتم مرحب بكم هنا. We are welcome.
From day one at York College of Pennsylvania, you are welcome here.
We want to thank Ethan for taking time to join us today. Certainly, it's great to see him. And, You understand how difficult it is to lose your fall season, but the optimism of a potential spring season, I think, is there for all of our fall athletes as they look forward and work hard during the fall to prepare themselves for a potential spring season. We'll return next week with some men's lacrosse episodes. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Spartans.